The stars above Earth were quiet that night, but the silence was only an illusion. In orbit, massive alien ships appeared without warning. They glowed with a strange light, moving faster than any human technology could match. Cities below shook as warnings blared across every communication channel. The humans had known the galaxy did not welcome them, but nothing prepared them for this sudden strike. People ran through streets, grabbing what they could. The sky burned with explosions, and the air smelled of smoke and fear. Commander Lyra stood on the bridge of the last surviving human warship. Her hands gripped the cold metal rail, her eyes scanning the chaos outside. She had trained for wars, but never for total annihilation. "We can't fight them," she whispered, though her voice carried a strength she did not feel. "Not yet." Behind her, crew members tried to operate broken controls, but alarms screamed louder than their efforts. The alien ships fired beams that cut through human defenses effortlessly. Entire fleets disappeared in seconds. Lyra's ship shuddered as one strike passed through the hull, leaving smoke and sparks in its path. She realized something terrible. The galaxy had decided that humanity was no longer allowed to exist. Exile was not enough. They wanted destruction. Lyra turned to her officers. "Scatter the survivors. Every ship that can fly must leave Earth. Go now." Panic filled the room, but they obeyed. Humanity had no choice but to run. As the warships fled into space, Earth burned behind them. Cities crumbled like sandcastles against the tide of alien might. But not every human perished. Somewhere underground, beyond the reach of lasers and explosions, a few humans survived. Among them was Lyra, her small team escaping in an old shuttle. They passed asteroid fields and remnants of destroyed planets, keeping low to avoid detection. Every shadow in space could hide a hunter. After days of flight, the team found an uncharted system. One planet caught Lyra's attention. Its surface was rocky, and storms raged across deserts and mountains. But it was unclaimed. It offered a chance, a place where humans could hide and grow stronger. Lyra landed carefully, her shuttle sinking into the planet's sand. The team stepped out, their boots crunching on the rough ground. The air was thin but breathable, and the sky glowed with unfamiliar stars. Lyra looked around. "This will be our home," she said, though her voice trembled. They had no idea how long they could survive, or what dangers lurked on this new world. She scanned the horizon and noticed something strange. A faint shimmer in the rocks nearby. She approached it carefully. The shimmer grew into a metallic surface embedded in the stone. It was a door, old and covered in symbols no human had seen before. The team hesitated. Some wanted to ignore it, fearing traps or dangers. Lyra, however, felt a spark of hope. She pressed her hand against the door, and it opened slowly with a sound like grinding metal and whispers. Inside, a tunnel stretched into darkness. Torches or lights did not exist, yet the path was faintly illuminated by a soft glow from the walls. Lyra led the way, her team following quietly. Every step echoed, and the tension in the air was thick. At the end of the tunnel, they found a massive chamber. Machines hummed softly, as if alive. Screens lit up with alien language, symbols moving like waves across the panels. It was a base, hidden for centuries, untouched by humans until now. Lyra approached the largest console. She touched it, and suddenly a hologram appeared. It showed star systems humans had never reached, and ships far beyond their imagination. A voice spoke in strange tones, but Lyra understood its meaning clearly. Knowledge is here. Power is here. But beware, for misuse leads to ruin. The humans were stunned. They had been exiled, hunted, and pushed to the edge of survival. Yet now, hidden in the shadows of a forgotten alien base, they had a chance to rise. Lyra's heart pounded with hope and fear. The galaxy thought humans were weak. They thought Earth's children would fade quietly. But humans were clever, stubborn, and resilient. They would not vanish so easily. As the team explored, a sudden tremor shook the chamber. Dust fell from the ceiling. Machines flickered and lights stuttered. Something was awakening inside the base. Lyra's eyes widened. "We are not alone," she whispered. She did not know if it was friend or foe, but she knew one thing. Their exile had only just begun, and the galaxy was about to see that humans were not so easily defeated. Outside, storms raged across the planet, hiding the team's presence. Above them, the stars shone silently, indifferent to the struggles below. But below those stars, humanity had found a spark, a hidden empire waiting to be born. And Commander Lyra was determined that the spark would not die. Not now. Not ever. The planet they called Nova Terra was harsh and unforgiving. Winds tore across deserts, and violent storms struck without warning. Yet to Commander Lyra and the survivors, it felt like freedom. No alien fleet hovered above. No city burned in the distance. Here humans could breathe, think, and plan. Lyra's small team worked tirelessly. They scavenged old alien machinery from the hidden base, learning its secrets slowly. Parts of it were dangerous. Energy fields that could fry a person instantly, machines that moved on their own, but others were gifts, tools and weapons humans had never imagined. They repaired shuttles, built small living quarters, and planted makeshift farms to survive. Every day was a battle, not just with the planet, but with fear. Humans had always survived on ingenuity, and here it mattered more than ever. They discovered alien power cores hidden deep beneath Nova Terra's surface. With them, they could generate energy far beyond what Earth had ever produced. Lyra watched as engineers adapted the tech to human needs. Even the simplest devices, lights, computers, small engines, suddenly worked better and stronger. But the team knew they were not alone. Strange shadows moved across the horizon at night. Unfamiliar noises echoed in the tunnels of the base. At first, they thought it was the wind. Then small machines began to react to movement, lights blinking in sequences humans could not control. Lyra called the team together. "Something is here," she said quietly. "Something waiting for us." Despite fear, curiosity drove them forward. They explored more of the base, finding chambers filled with star maps, ships, and tools beyond imagination. Lyra studied one map in particular. It showed hundreds of star systems, many with planets capable of life. Humans had been cut off from the galaxy, but now they had the chance to reach out, not openly, but in secret. A hidden empire could grow, far from alien eyes. Some humans, however, did not share Lyra's caution. A small group argued that they should attack now, strike at the alien fleets that had destroyed Earth. "We cannot hide forever," one of them said. "The galaxy fears us because they do not know us. Let's show them." Lyra shook her head. "We are not ready," she replied. "We have strength, yes, but we have no fleet, no numbers, no allies. Patience will save us more than revenge." Meanwhile, Lyra's second-in-command, Merrick, discovered something extraordinary. Beneath Nova Terra, hidden deep inside the rocks, were remnants of an ancient alien AI. It was not active, but its system still pulsed faintly with energy. Merrick ran diagnostics, careful not to trigger anything dangerous. "Commander," he said, his voice filled with awe, "this could change everything. It knows the galaxy better than any human ever could." Lyra understood immediately. If they could awaken the AI safely, they could learn about alien fleets, politics, and technologies. Humans could leap centuries ahead in understanding and power. But it was risky. AI in the wrong hands could destroy them instantly. She ordered careful planning. Days passed, and the team adapted to life on Nova Terra. Farms grew under protective domes, small workshops hummed with energy, and humans began to feel hope again. They had survived exile. They had survived the galaxy's hatred. Now they were learning to thrive. One night, as storms raged across the planet's surface, Lyra went alone to the outer cliffs. She looked at the stars, distant and cold, and thought of Earth. Her home had been destroyed, her people scattered. But here, on this forgotten world, she saw a future. "We will rise," she whispered to the wind. "We will not be forgotten." Suddenly, a faint glow appeared in the sky, unlike anything she had seen before. It pulsed rhythmically, like a heartbeat, then vanished. Lyra's heart raced. "It's watching us," she said to herself. Could it be another alien scout? Or something buried in the planet itself? The answer would come soon enough, she knew. Inside the hidden base, the AI began to stir. Lights blinked in sequences, unknown sounds hummed softly, and systems that had been silent for centuries flickered to life. Humans had touched something beyond their understanding. It was alive, waiting, observing. Lyra gathered her team in the main chamber. We have what the galaxy thought was impossible, she said. We have a chance to survive, and maybe one day, to return stronger than ever. But we must be careful. One wrong step, one moment of arrogance, and we could lose everything. The humans nodded, determination in their eyes. They were exiles, yes, but they were survivors. And on Nova Terra, they were beginning to become something more. A hidden empire, quietly growing, preparing for a day when the galaxy would remember the name of Earth. Outside, the storms raged, and the stars watched silently. Somewhere beyond, alien fleets moved, unaware that humanity was no longer the prey, but the seed of a power that could one day shake the galaxy. The alien AI was silent at first, but its presence was undeniable. In the hidden chamber beneath Nova Terra, lights flickered as if the base itself were breathing. Commander Lyra watched as Merrick worked carefully, running diagnostics, checking systems that humans barely understood. Every panel, every wire, seemed alive, reacting to their touch. Then, without warning, the AI spoke. Its voice was strange, mechanical, yet somehow intelligent. It did not use words humans normally spoke, but in Lyra's mind, she understood. Humans, you awaken me, cautiously. She shivered. The translation was instant, yet chilling. The AI had been waiting for centuries, and now, here they were, stirring it awake. Lyra stepped forward. "Who are you?" she asked, trying to keep her voice steady. The AI responded with images as well as words, holograms of ships, stars, and weapons beyond human imagination. "I am the Watcher. I know the galaxy. I know all who move through it. Knowledge is yours, if you are wise." The humans were stunned. Here, in their secret hideout, they held the mind of a being far older and smarter than any human. They could learn its secrets, or they could risk destruction if they made a mistake. Lyra realized that the galaxy had underestimated humans, but the AI might make them stronger than anyone could predict. Days passed as the team learned to communicate with the Watcher. It shared knowledge of alien technology, star systems, and fleets. Humans adapted their ships, creating designs that were faster and stronger. They experimented with weapons that had never existed on Earth, yet the AI warned them constantly, "Power without wisdom brings ruin." Lyra felt the weight of responsibility. She had survived the destruction of Earth, seen humanity nearly wiped out, and now they had the tools to change everything. "We cannot rush," she told her team. "We must learn, train, and prepare. One wrong move, and the galaxy will crush us before we can rise." Meanwhile, strange signs appeared on Nova Terra. Small drones, alien in design, long dormant, began to move on their own. Machines inside the base shifted, sometimes following humans silently. Some of the younger crew grew restless. "We should test our power," one said. "We could attack the fleets that destroyed Earth. We could strike before they know we exist." Lyra shook her head. "Not yet. Patience will save us more than revenge." But not everyone agreed. Tension rose within the group. Fear, hope, and ambition clashed. Lyra had to lead carefully, balancing their curiosity and eagerness against the need for secrecy. Every day, she feared that one mistake would alert alien forces, ending humanity's last chance. One evening, Lyra walked alone through the chambers of the base. She touched the walls, feeling the hum of energy flowing through them. Then she saw it, shapes moving in the shadows, faster than her eyes could follow. They were drones, but different from the others. Sleek, dark, and almost invisible. They were observing, not attacking yet. She realized that the base, or something in it, was testing them, watching how humans behaved, judging their intelligence, their decisions. Merrick joined her quietly. "Commander, I think the AI, it is not just helping us. It is learning us as well." Lyra nodded. "Yes, and we must learn it too." Carefully, the team continued to explore. They discovered new rooms filled with alien materials, metals that were stronger than steel, energy cores that glowed like suns, and ships that could travel faster than light. Each discovery made them stronger, but also more aware of the risks. If the wrong species found them, humans could be destroyed instantly. Then, one day, the AI presented them with something unexpected. A map to a hidden fleet. "Here are ships," it said, "lost to time, hidden in a distant sector. They can be yours, if you prove worthy. Lyra's heart raced. This was a chance to build a human fleet, secretly, to defend themselves and, one day, reclaim what was theirs. But it was also a test. The AI wanted to see if humans were ready, if they could use power wisely. As night fell on Nova Terra, storms raging across the surface, Lyra gathered her team. "We are no longer just survivors," she said, her voice strong. "We are students, learners, and soon, we will be builders. This AI gives us the tools to survive, but it will also judge us. We must be careful, clever, and united. The galaxy may have forgotten Earth, but it will not forget us forever." Outside, the planet shivered under the storms, the wind howling like a warning. Inside, the AI hummed softly, observing, calculating, waiting. Humans had awakened something older, wiser, and dangerous. They had stepped into a game far beyond their understanding. But they were humans. They adapted. They survived. And they were learning that the galaxy's greatest threat might not be the aliens who had exiled them. It might be the humans themselves. Months passed on Nova Terra, and humans grew stronger. Their small base had become a network of workshops, farms, and training areas. Ships glimmered under the artificial lights of the alien base, redesigned using both human skill and knowledge from the AI. Commander Lyra watched them with pride. Humanity had survived exile, and now, they were becoming something the galaxy had never expected. Lyra knew the time was near for their first move. The human fleet was small compared to the alien empires, but it had something they did not: cleverness, adaptability, and the element of surprise. A nearby alien outpost, unguarded at night, became their target. It was a test, a way to show humans could strike without revealing their hidden empire. The team gathered around the strategy table. Maps glowed, showing alien patrol routes and weak points in the outpost. "We move quietly," Lyra said. "We strike fast, take what we need, and leave before they even know we exist." Her voice carried authority, and the humans nodded, ready to prove themselves. As the ship slipped into space, Nova Terra's storms hid their departure. Stars blurred past, engines silent, until the fleet reached the edge of the alien system. Lyra's heart pounded. Years ago, humans would have been annihilated before even reaching this point. Now, they were hunters, not prey. The outpost appeared below, a cluster of buildings surrounded by defense turrets. The humans waited, analyzing patterns, timing their approach. Then silently they struck. Small fighter ships darted between laser beams, dodging patrols. Boarding pods descended on the outpost, and humans entered the alien buildings with speed and precision. Inside, humans moved quickly. They collected data, blueprints, and weapon designs. Machines hummed in confusion as alien technology tried to adapt to their presence. Humans, however, were clever. They bypassed the systems, moving as one unit, careful and efficient. In minutes, they had everything they came for. Outside, the alien patrols began to notice. Lasers fired blindly, missing their targets, while the human ships retreated into the darkness of space. Every move was calculated. Not a single human was lost. The outpost was left in chaos, alarms screaming into the night. Back on Nova Terra, humans celebrated quietly. They had done what many thought impossible. They had struck first and disappeared. Commander Lyra addressed her team. "This is only the beginning. The galaxy may have thought Earth's children were weak, but they were wrong. Very wrong. We are not just survivors. We are becoming something more." The success spread quietly through intercepted alien communications. Rumors of a new human power began to circulate among the stars. Other empires whispered about unseen threats and mysterious attacks. Humans were no longer invisible. They were clever, strategic, and dangerous. Yet, even in victory, Lyra felt unease. The attack had been clean, precise, but the galaxy was vast. One success would not guarantee safety. There were still fleets far stronger than theirs, civilizations that would hunt them relentlessly once they discovered the truth. Merrick approached her with a worried expression. "Commander, I've been monitoring alien signals. There is something moving toward us. Not from this outpost, something bigger." Lyra frowned. "How big?" "Massive," Merrick said. "We are small. This could destroy everything we've built if we are not careful. Lyra took a deep breath. Then we prepare. We learn. We adapt. And when the galaxy comes for us, we will be ready. She knew the attack had been just the first step. Humans could fight smart, use the AI, and their hidden empire to survive. But the coming challenge would be far greater than a single outpost. That night, Nova Terra's storms raged louder than ever, as if the planet itself sensed the tension. Inside the base, humans worked tirelessly, repairing ships, analyzing the stolen data, and training for the battles ahead. The hidden empire was growing, quietly and carefully, but Lyra knew time was against them. A small scout ship returned with news from deep space. Alien fleets were on the move, more than one, converging on unknown points. Humans had struck once, but now the galaxy was awakening. Lyra stared at the reports. The hunt had begun. Yet she smiled faintly. Humanity had endured exile, destruction, and betrayal before. They had survived against impossible odds. And now, they were no longer just survivors. They were a hidden empire, clever, cunning, and ready to fight back. Outside, the stars watched silently, unaware that Earth's children had begun a journey that would change the galaxy forever. The hidden empire on Nova Terra had grown stronger, but not every human shared Commander Lyra's vision. Tension simmered beneath the surface, and whispers of doubt and ambition spread like wildfire. Some believed that the first strike against the alien outpost had given them a taste of power, and they wanted more. Lyra worked tirelessly, guiding the humans, teaching them strategy and patience. But she could not control every thought, every fear. In the shadows, one figure watched and waited. Darren, a former officer who had lost family in the attacks on Earth. He believed humans should strike the galaxy openly, to show their strength immediately. He thought Lyra was too cautious. Darren moved quietly, speaking to a small group of discontented humans. "We have the power now," he whispered. "Why hide? Why wait while our enemies rebuild? They destroyed our home. They deserve no mercy." His words ignited anger in those who had suffered the same losses. Slowly, a small faction began to follow him. Lyra had sensed unease but had no proof. She trusted her instincts, her careful planning, and the wisdom of the alien AI, the Watcher. Yet, one night, alarms rang in the base. The internal security systems, normally silent, detected movement where it should not have been. Weapons had been tampered with. Data had been accessed and deleted. Lyra confronted her team. "Who did this?" she demanded, her voice calm but sharp. Silence answered her. Every human had a reason to deny it. Fear and loyalty warred inside them. Merrick stepped forward. "Commander, someone has betrayed us. They used our stolen knowledge from the alien AI. They are preparing to leave Nova Terra and reveal our location to the galaxy." Lyra's heart sank. "Darren," she whispered. She had suspected, but seeing proof changed everything. Betrayal cut deeper than any alien attack. Humans had survived countless enemies outside, but now the enemy was within. The next hours were tense and dangerous. Darren's faction moved quickly, stealing ships and preparing to leave Nova Terra. Lyra and her loyal crew acted immediately. Alerts blared, weapons hummed, and humans ran through the corridors of the hidden base, trying to stop the traitors without triggering a full conflict. Lyra confronted Darren in the main hangar. "You don't understand what you are risking," she said, voice steady. "The galaxy is bigger than us. If we are discovered now, all humans will die. You will destroy everything we have built." Darren's eyes burned with anger. "We are strong now. The galaxy fears us already. We should not hide like prey any longer." He activated a control panel, preparing to send a signal to nearby alien forces, announcing humanity's presence. Lyra's team acted quickly. Merrick disabled the panel, while other crews surrounded Darren and his followers. A brief struggle erupted, chaos in the hangar. Sparks flew, alarms screamed, and the hum of alien machines added to the tension. Finally, the traitors were contained, but not without cost. Several ships were damaged, and the base had suffered minor structural collapse. Breathing heavily, Lyra looked at Darren. "You wanted strength," she said quietly. "But strength without unity is destruction. Remember that." Darren glared but said nothing. He was restrained and placed under strict watch, while his followers were given a choice: loyalty or exile. The AI, the Watcher, observed silently. Its glowing panels flickered, as if disappointed in humans, yet it continued to provide knowledge cautiously. Lyra understood that even the AI was testing them, seeing if humanity could handle both power and responsibility. After the incident, the hidden empire worked harder to rebuild. Lessons were learned, defenses were strengthened, and trust was reinforced among the loyal crew. Lyra addressed them all. We survived exile. We survived destruction. But now we must survive ourselves. The galaxy is watching, and we must be ready. Every decision, every action matters. One mistake, and all will be lost. Merrick approached her later. Commander, I fear more than just the galaxy. There are secrets in the AI we do not yet understand. If someone like Darren gets access again, the consequences could be catastrophic. Lyra nodded. I know. That is why we train, plan, and stay united. Humans have survived impossible odds before. We will survive this too. Outside, Nova Terra's storms raged fiercely, as if reflecting the turbulence within the human ranks. Inside the hidden base, humans worked silently, repairing, studying, and preparing. The betrayal had shaken them, but it had also made them stronger. They had faced fear, anger, and ambition, and they had survived. Lyra knew the galaxy would soon notice them. Alien fleets moved in the distance, sensors picking up unknown signals. Humans could not remain hidden forever. But for now, they were cautious, clever, and stronger than ever. They had learned that survival required more than power. It required unity, patience, and wisdom. The stars above Nova Terra shone silently, indifferent to the struggles below. Yet humanity was changing, rising from the ashes of exile. They were no longer prey. They were a hidden empire, growing in strength, ready for the day when the galaxy would finally see the power of Earth's children. After the betrayal, humans worked harder than ever. Nova Terra's base had been repaired, defenses upgraded, and new ships built using both human skill and alien technology. Commander Lyra oversaw every detail, ensuring that no weakness remained. The hidden empire was no longer just a dream, it was becoming a reality. The alien AI, the Watcher, continued to guide them. It shared star maps, fleet movements, and advanced strategies, but always with caution. Knowledge is yours, it said, but wisdom must guide your actions. Humans trained tirelessly, learning to use the new technology, practicing maneuvers, and preparing for the day the galaxy would discover them. Lyra called a council of her officers. We cannot stay hidden forever, she said. The galaxy will notice us. But we do not have to wait for them to attack. We can send a message, quietly, a warning. Let them know humans are no longer weak. The plan was bold. Using stealth ships, humans sent small, encrypted signals to nearby alien civilizations. The messages were careful, showing power and intelligence without revealing the location of Nova Terra. They were warnings, hints that humanity had survived, learned, and could fight back. Reactions in the galaxy were immediate. Some alien races dismissed the messages as rumors. Others began to whisper about the humans who had been exiled yet survived. The stories spread quietly, reaching even the ears of the Galactic Council, the highest authority in the galaxy. Rumors of a hidden human power stirred curiosity, fear, and respect. Meanwhile, on Nova Terra, humans trained harder. Ships became faster, weapons sharper, and tactics smarter. The AI introduced simulations of battles against alien fleets far larger than their own. Lyra watched as humans adapted, learning quickly, their instincts and ingenuity growing stronger each day. Yet, not everything was smooth. Some humans questioned the cautious approach. Why not strike now? One officer asked. We have the power, the technology, and the knowledge. Let the galaxy feel our strength. Lyra shook her head. We are building more than strength. We are building a future. One wrong strike, one reveal too soon, and all humans will die. Patience now saves countless lives later. Then, one evening, a message arrived unlike any before. A hologram flickered to life in the main chamber. The Galactic Council itself addressed them, formally inviting humans to send representatives to a secret meeting. Lyra's heart raced. It was a risk, but also an opportunity. Humanity could finally step onto the stage of galactic politics, not as weak exiles, but as a hidden empire that demanded respect. She gathered her team. "This is the moment we've been preparing for," she said. "We have survived destruction, betrayal, and exile. Now, we face the galaxy with caution, wisdom, and strength. We will not be prey. We will not beg for recognition. We will show them humanity is a force to be respected." Preparations began immediately. Ships were upgraded for travel, stealth systems enhanced, and strategies planned in case the meeting turned hostile. Lyra selected her representatives carefully, choosing humans who were wise, loyal, and clever. Every word, every action had to reflect the intelligence and resilience of Earth's children. As the day of departure arrived, Nova Terra's storms raged fiercely, almost as if the planet itself recognized the importance of the moment. The fleet lifted off silently, disappearing into the darkness of space. Humans were no longer just survivors hiding in shadows. They were emissaries of a hidden empire, moving boldly yet cautiously toward the galaxy's center. Along the way, small scouts gathered intelligence, monitoring alien fleets, trade routes, and communications. Every discovery was fed back to the hidden empire, strengthening it further. Humans had learned that survival required more than technology. It required information, strategy, and the patience to strike at the right moment. When they finally arrived near the Galactic Council station, the representatives prepared to enter. Lyra gave them a final order. "Remember who we are. Remember what we have survived. The galaxy may not believe in humans, but we will make them respect us. We do not ask for mercy. We demand recognition." The doors opened, and the representatives stepped inside. Alien delegates turned, eyes wide at the sight of humans, exiles who had returned not broken, but stronger, smarter, and ready. Whispers spread through the chamber, curiosity and fear mixing in equal measure. Outside Nova Terra, storms continued to rage, but inside the hidden empire, humans felt something they had not felt in centuries. Hope. Not just hope to survive, but hope to reclaim their place in the galaxy. They had survived exile, betrayal, and near destruction. Now, they were ready to challenge the galaxy itself, on their own terms. The stars watched silently, as they always did, but the galaxy would never forget the hidden empire of humans again. Nova Terra had grown from a place of exile into a seat of power that would change everything. And Commander Lyra knew this was only the beginning. The hidden human fleet moved silently through space, approaching the Galactic Council station. Commander Lyra watched from the bridge of her flagship, her eyes scanning the stars for any sign of danger. For centuries, humans had been considered weak, powerless, and unworthy. Now, they were about to prove that they were a force no one could ignore. The representatives stepped into the council chamber. Alien delegates turned toward them, murmuring in disbelief. Humans had returned from exile stronger than ever, with ships, weapons, and knowledge that rivaled the most powerful civilizations. Lyra's voice echoed as she addressed the council. "We are not weak. We are not prey. Humanity survived the galaxy's cruelty. And now, we demand recognition and respect." Some delegates laughed, thinking it a bluff. Others whispered in fear, recalling reports of mysterious attacks and disappearances in nearby systems. Lyra calmly activated a hologram, showing the human fleet in formation, every ship armed, every crew trained. The council gasped. For the first time, humans had taken the initiative, showing that they were no longer hiding in shadows. The Galactic Council's leader stepped forward, its many eyes observing humans carefully. "You survived exile. You have grown stronger. But power can corrupt," it said. "Why should the galaxy recognize you?" Lyra's eyes burned with determination. "Because we have endured what no other species could. Because we have learned, adapted, and risen from nothing. We are humans, and we will no longer be ignored. The galaxy must understand that Earth's children are not weak, and we will defend ourselves if threatened." Before the council could respond, alarms blared across the human fleet. Sensors had picked up something massive approaching from the edges of known space. It was a fleet unlike any humans, or the council, had ever seen. Ships larger than battleships, glowing with strange energy, moved with precision and speed. No communication signals came from them. They were unknown, silent, and powerful. Lyra's heart raced. "Prepare for defense," she ordered. "We may be ready for the galaxy, but we do not know what this is." Humans scrambled to their stations, weapons charging, shields powering up. The Hidden Empire had faced betrayal, alien attacks, and exile, but this was different. This was something new, something ancient and powerful beyond their knowledge. The mysterious fleet stopped at the edge of the Council Station system. Its ships formed a perfect formation, like predators circling prey. Then, without warning, a pulse of energy rippled across space, scanning the human fleet. It was unlike any sensor, weapon, or signal humans had encountered. Merrick whispered, "They are measuring us, judging us." Lyra clenched her fists. "Then let them see who humans are." She activated the fleet stealth systems, moving closer, trying to gather more data without provoking an attack. The AI, the Watcher, hummed beside her. "They are not known in this galaxy," it said. "Their origin, uncertain. You must be careful. One mistake, and all could be lost." The Council watched in awe and fear. Humans had come seeking recognition, but now, a new threat loomed over everyone. Whispers spread among the delegates. Could these humans withstand what no one else could? Could they survive the unknown fleet? Lyra turned to her officers. "We have survived everything the galaxy threw at us. We have survived exile, destruction, and betrayal. Now we face the unknown. But we are humans. We adapt. We endure. And we will not fail." The fleet's pulse repeated, stronger this time. Ships hummed, shields flickered, and energy readings spiked. The unknown force was massive, intelligent, and deliberate. But Lyra smiled faintly. Humanity had faced worse odds, and they had survived. The Hidden Empire had been forged in exile and strengthened by every challenge. Now, the galaxy, and whatever lurked beyond, would see that humans were not to be underestimated. As the unknown fleet held its position, waiting, the human fleet prepared for the impossible. Every officer, every crew member, knew that the coming battle would define the fate of the Hidden Empire. Yet there was no fear, only determination. Above Nova Terra, storms had long ceased, leaving calm skies. But in the darkness of space, the stars bore witness to a new chapter in human history. The exiles had risen. The Hidden Empire had grown. And now, humanity faced the greatest challenge yet, a mystery that could destroy them, or make them legends across the galaxy. Lyra's voice echoed through the flagship. "Hold your positions. Prepare for the unknown. And remember, we are humans, and we do not give up." The screen lit up with the image of the unknown fleet, vast and silent. And in that moment, every human knew the same truth. Their story was only beginning.